Oh shit, we're live. Hey folks, what's going on? Welcome to Coach Gav Live. Episode 79 with me, Coach Gav, your host from Kildare Strength and Fitness. I want to talk to you tonight about responsibility and also keeping score. So we'll go responsibility first. Responsibility is our ability to respond to anything and everything in life. Anything and everything. Okay? It is our ability to respond, to react to anything we do, anything we hear, anything we experience, anything we learn, anything we succeed at, anything we fail at, anything that we impose or inflict or influence on other people, or anything that we have influenced, inflicted and imposed upon ourselves. Like literally every situation, you wake up in the morning, you have the ability to respond to your alarm clock. You have the ability to respond to the voice in your head saying stay in bed a little longer. You have the ability to respond to your desire to have something quick and tasty as opposed to maybe nutritionally better for breakfast or for all your meals throughout the day. You have the ability to respond to not getting worked up over the asshole that cuts you off in traffic or that beeps at you or that doesn't kind of let you in when you do that little kind of wiggle in, wiggle out kind of thing. You have the ability to respond to, you see where we're going with this, like everything, someone sends you a snotty message or whatever. You have the ability to respond to that. You can either get yourself worked up and start a fucking argument over nothing. Or you can go and, fix the situation. Hey, look, that came across a bit funny. Is everything all right? Or what way did you mean it? What was the context and things like that? And for some people, the training plan you have is fine. The nutritional plan you have is fine. But your life isn't changing. You're not seeing any changes. Well, then the question is actually, are you responding enough to things in life? Are you taking advantage of the ability to say yes, to say no, to have some input in a situation, especially if it's something that's going to impact and influence and steer your life? Are you taking advantage of the opportunity? Because for so many of us, it's not. Think of going back to school. Your day between 8 and 4 or 5 is dictated to you. You have this subject at this time in this room, you need to fucking be there. Then you've this subject in this time in this room, you need to fucking be there for that too. On this day you wear this clothing, on that day you wear this clothing, and all that kind of stuff. So, and don't get me wrong, look, obviously, with work and that kind of stuff and careers and that in life, there's a certain amount to it. But what I mean is that, so many people let stuff, and again, and this is coming from someone who used to that. I remember myself and Emily at the time, we got into an argument over the fact that we didn't get into arguments. I'm not really an argumentative guy, but when I do have them, they're the mother of all arguments. But I also just don't I pick and choose my battles. I see what stuff needs. My response would differ to certain things. I'm not going to get so worked up over certain things, and depending on the situation, my response will differ greatly. If it's something that impacts me directly or impacts my loved ones or things like that, then I will respond in an appropriate fashion. But if it's something that happens slightly further afield, you go, yeah, okay, that's fine. It is what it is. And just move on about it. Because sometimes I find people have it all out of whack. The school shootings in America is tragic. It's unfortunate. The thought of Freya going to school one day and not coming back is horrifying. The thought of any loss of life is horrifying. And it shouldn't, but I mean, I see a whole lot of people over here getting super fucking worked up. I'm not going to say the T word because I think it's triggered. People getting triggered over stuff. That's just fucking bullshit. You're overreacting, okay? I see people over here overreacting about stuff that's out here on the periphery. Right? Nailed it first time around. So the reaction and the situation doesn't match up. They're reacting so volatile, or they're responding so emotionally over something that doesn't directly impact them. And you're kind of going, that's a bit fucking weird. But yet, the stuff that does directly impact them, their response is very low, or it's non-existent. And you're kind of going, wow, if you flip that around, and if you responded with more intensity or responded with more frequency to the stuff that actually fucking matters, you would radically change your life. If you stood up and became counted, that would make such a difference. And stop letting other people write the story of your life. Stop letting other people steer where you're going. Stop letting the people on the sideline or the people in the stands fucking take the piss or dictate or water down the effort you're putting in on something. And that's something like with the Winter Olympics on at the moment, it's that one time every 4 years I become an expert at snowboarding. I know everything about snowboarding at the moment. And but for the next, as soon as this month's over, as soon as the Olympics are over, I won't give a fuck about snowboarding till 4 years' time. And then again, I'll be an expert. So what happens is that there's people that are doing that in their life where they don't give a fuck about anything. So the stuff they should give a... Oh, no. Still here. No, other way around. Still here. Just gonna hold it. So, it ends up then being where... And I'm guilty of this too. I'll fucking lay my cards into the table here. There's a situation in life a few years ago where I responded too late. My response was fine. It was way too late. It was about a fortnight or a month too late. And, your natural reaction would be, okay, well, it at the time, it sucked. Looking back on it isn't exactly a pleasant memory. But looking at it from 10,000 feet in the air, I can see now that I had to do that back then to go on the journey of growth that I've gone on since then. And if I went back, I wouldn't go and do it differently because obviously I've learned all the lessons I've learned. But if I ended up in that situation now, I absolutely would do things completely differently. So like that, sometimes it can be too late for a response. Think of people with their health issues. Think of people with, training deadlines, training plans, and you don't respond. You don't fucking make an effort quick enough. We've a slight attendance issue at football at the moment, and that could be troublesome for us as we go along because we're not all going to be on the same page. That's going to cause us a little bit of trouble. Now, we the players who turn up have the ability to respond. We can make sure our shit's together so it'll make up for the deficit as time goes on. But looping nicely into it, keeping score is super important. We had our 30-day benchmark date the other day for our Unstoppable Transformation with Morty, and I'm ahead on 3 of my goals. I'm on track with 2 of them, and I'm behind on the rest, another 6 or 7. Now, so the fact that I'm ahead, on track or behind doesn't really actually matter. What matters is that I now know that how I've operated for the first 30 days, I can't keep doing that and expect my results to get different. The stuff I'm on track with, I'll stay on track. The stuff that I'm ahead with, I'll probably stay ahead with. The stuff I'm behind on, guess what? Yeah, I'll stay behind. So keeping score is really fucking important because it allows me the ability, wait for it, to respond to that situation. I can now go and change my plan of attack. I'm trying to do 6,000 steps a day. I've now found out 6,000 is too fucking easy. I'm hitting 6,000 by accident most days. I'm hitting them by 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh, that's not really a challenge. I'm going to do something else. So and that's why keeping score matters. So because if I wasn't keeping score and I just kept on doing what I'm doing, I would get to the end of my 90 days, or even worse, I would get the whole way through this year. I would waste a year and I would achieve a couple of goals, which is cool. I would stay on track with a few of them, which is fine, and then I would fucking fail and fall short on so many others. And that's just turn the button off screen. And that's something that's like, again, so if you're not keeping track, and I'm going to get straight to the fucking core of it here, you only don't keep track, old Gavin included, we only don't keep track because we don't like the fact it's going to show us that we're fucking up. We don't like the fact that's going to shine a big bright light on the fact that we're behind, or that we're not working hard enough. We're not working consistent enough. We're not working smart enough. We're not sticking to the plan. We're not sticking to our word. We're not doing what we said we would do. And that's why people don't like keeping score. It's not that it's too hard. It's not that you don't have time. None of that airy-fairy cotton wool bullshit. It's because you don't like the fact that when you keep score, you will find out very, very, very quickly if you're not doing the work. And we don't like that. We don't like finding out that we're not on track. But the beauty of that is finding out that we're not on track, that we are on track, that we're ahead of ourselves, will give us the chance to, it'll give us the opportunity to respond. And then when we do respond, away we go from there. Macker, you need to go back and watch all this shit, dude, because so much of what I've said actually applies to you, buddy, alright? And I mean that in the best way, dude. You know I love you. But like I said, so and that's why it's you know, you gotta keep score. Keep score and respond. And respond and respond. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's really tough sometimes in every single situation I go through. What's the best way to respond? What's the best way to respond? What's the best way to respond? And there's times where I'd love to be a petty fucking arsehole and just whinge and bitch and throw my toys out of the pram. But ultimately, that doesn't serve me. That doesn't serve my bigger purpose. That doesn't serve what I'm trying to achieve here. It doesn't serve the people around me, the people in my life that I'm trying to help and support and all those things. I don't know why my voice has gotten so much deeper there. I sound like Batman now, which is great. Swear to me. Swear to me. But look, that's it, folks. It is, and nothing we cover in any of these videos is majorly complex. It really isn't. You just need to be consistent with it. You just need someone to keep you on track, to hold you accountable. I hold my members accountable. Well, no, let me correct that. I'm getting better at holding my members accountable, not for myself, but for their selves. And that's what it is. And that's just where things are. And I realised that, you know, again, responding, I realised that my not holding them accountable was partially a reason why they weren't achieving results. But again, before we look outside of ourselves, you know, we don't stop looking outside the window for blame, start looking in the mirror. Boom, what a one to finish on. See you tomorrow, guys. Take it easy.